Zaman sekarang, zaman semua serba boleh.
This symbolizes our aspirations as a people for reaching for the stars in all fields of life.
Through mutual connections, civilizations prosper.
Kita harus percaya diri dan berani menghadapi tantangan-tantangan kompetisi global. Harus berani.
2,000 years on,
we own the Silk Way, expand our relations with China.
The same purpose that drove the Silk Road is still empowering nations.
It has saved a lot of lives of Zanzibar people, Tanzania.
We are living under sanctions. Are we crippled? No, we are not.
Αρκετά φιλική, μπορώ να πω, και ευγενική και υπομονετική.
So I like to call myself the generation of the era of the revival of the Silk Road.
This is a journey across continents and oceans. In 14 countries, we investigate how, in the past decade, the Belt and Road Initiative has transformed millions of lives and brought tremendous change. This is the core of the Silk Road. Across the sands of time, civilizations have risen and fallen.
7000 سنة حضارة، أهرامات and the river، عندنا النيل، وأكتر حاجة إحنا بنحب الأرض دي.
From the pyramids beside the Nile to the Acropolis in Athens and the wonder of Angkor Wat, hidden in jungle. People take pride in their unique histories.
هو اوقات بتبقى فزلكه مننا بس يعني مصريين براء.
Born and raised in this old part of Cairo, 25-year-old Sharif, a rising star in Egypt's photographic circles, focuses his camera on his local community.
أكتر حاجة ممكن تعبر عن مصر هو الشارع بتاع مصر نفسه، فاهمة؟ لأن أنت عاوز تعرف كل حاجة عن مصر لازم تمشي في الشارع مش في بيتك، لأن في الشارع أنت هتشوف كل الحالات اللي بتحصل.
Cairo is a modern city standing on ancient foundations. With its Roman-era fortress, Christian quarter and Islamic mosques, this is a place that exudes history.
I know everyone because this is my people. You know, that this is my people and I like my people. So I'm from Sayyida Zainab, this is all Cairo.
فدي بتبقى طبيعة ودي طبيعة لكن ملهاش علاقة بالمبنى، دي علاقة بالأشخاص اللي بيبقوا قاعدين في المبنى نفسه.
As an artist, Sharif loves the life in this old community. However, 22 million people live in Cairo, 1/5 of Egypt's entire population. Like many other big cities around the world, pollution, overcrowding, and traffic congestion are major problems here.
بس لو هفضل لنفسي وعيشتي زي ما انا مفضل دلوقتي، اللي انا هعيش لا في القديم. بس ده بيعمل مشكله، يعني في ناس كتير ما بتتقبلش تفتكر مثلا المنطقه اللي انت فيها عشوائيه مش شعبيه.
Egypt's solution to Cairo's challenges was to build a new city, massive, modern and mind-blowing. In 2015, in a desert 50 kilometers outside downtown Cairo, Egypt decided to build its new administrative capital. Once completed, it will accommodate 6.5 million people and house the offices of the central government.
احنا بنتكلم النهارده في العاصمه الاداريه الجديده مساحتها 210,000 فدان.
In 2016, Egypt launched an ambitious plan, Egypt Vision 2030, aimed at reviving this ancient civilization.
بكل تأكيد مشروع العاصمة الإدارية الجديدة أحد أهم محاور مخطط مصر 2030، مخطط التنمية لمصر 2030.
12 times the size of Manhattan Island, the NAC will be Egypt's new gateway to the world, through which it's hoped global talent and investment will pour in.
The Central Business District is like the crowning achievement within the administrative capital. And the iconic tower is, we would like to think, being the jewel in this crown.
For several millennia, Africa's skyline was dominated by the Great Pyramids. Today, the iconic tower, rising to 385.8 meters, is the tallest building on the continent.
It does mark a quantum leap in the development of Egypt.
Street photographer Sharif is not a fan of modern skyscrapers. But, out of curiosity, he agreed to go and view this modern engineering marvel.
This is my first time in here. I think I'm in Dubai. When I see this tower, I see something different, you know. This is my first time I see building like this. Everything. Because in Cairo we don't have all this space. Because you must imagine, you know, no one imagine Egypt or something like this will be like that. That's amazing, man. It's not my type, but I like it, you know, because we need that. We need the building like that.
Maybe this can be another Dubai.
It's a new Cairo. It's not new Dubai. We are not the same anything. We are Egyptian. Remember that every time. We are not look like anyone. If Egyptian make that, I'm very proud. Why I'm not very proud?
5,000 workers, mostly locals, have spent 5 years completing this ambitious project. In 2016, Egypt signed up to the Belt and Road Initiative. The task of building its first CBD was handed to a Chinese company. Chinese technology and engineering capability are helping Egypt to build its great miracle of the 21st century.
كلنا في الوسط الهندسي ومصريين كنا بنحلم بمشروع زي كده. هو استمرارية قصة نجاح مستمرة ما بين الفريقين مصر والصين. حقيقة بدايتها كانت توقيع الاتفاقية ما بين الرئيس المصري والرئيس الصيني، وحاليا النجاح اللي على الأرض اللي حضراتكم شفتوه ده نتيجة تعاون ما بين الفريقين.
This symbolizes our aspirations as a people for reaching for the stars in all feats of life.
In 2024, Egypt is set to become a BRICS member country by advancing hand in hand with China. It's seeking more development opportunities for the global south and a fairer world order. And as Egypt sets about restoring its past glory, another ancient civilization is emerging from a recent crisis. Across the Mediterranean Sea lies Athens, a city that helped lay the foundations of Western civilization. Its prosperity was based on trade.
Γύρω από το λιμάνι έχουν αναπτυχθεί εξαιτίας του λιμάνιου διάφορες επιχειρήσεις, όπως είναι αυτό της σύντησης, εστίασης, αλλά και άλλες ναυτιλιακές εταιρείες, εφοδιαστικές εταιρείες, με αποτέλεσμα να δίνεται ευκαιρία σε πολλούς ανθρώπους για δουλειά.
Πίσω μου ακριβώς βλέπετε τη ζωή μου όλη, σε μία μικρογραφία. Είναι οι προβλήτες του εμπορικού λιμένα του Πειραιά.
Lying 10 kilometers to the southwest of Athens is Piraeus, the busiest port in Greece. However, by 2009, like many in Greece, Vasilios' family was facing a crisis.
Το 2009-2010 που άρχισε η οικονομική κρίση, τα πράγματα γενικά στην Ελλάδα με τα capital controls, δεν υπήρξαν ελλείψεις σε τρόφιμα, ήταν λίγο δύσκολα. Πολλοί συνάδελφοι από άλλες συγγενείς μου απολύθηκαν από τις δουλειές τους, δεν είχαν να πληρώσουν το ενοίκιό τους, πολύ δύσκολες καταστάσεις.
Εγώ κυρίως, η δικιά μου εργασία είναι στον τομέα του ΣΕΜΠΟ, είμαι εναερίτης και είμαι υπεύθυνος για την φόρτωση και εκφόρτωση ενός καραβιού σε γενικές γραμμές.
With a natural talent for kickboxing, Michaelis' daughter Maria dreamed of international glory. But training to be a world champion can be prohibitively expensive, especially in a shaky economy.
Δεν είχαμε τη δυνατότητα. Η Μαρία, δυστυχώς, εδώ στην Ελλάδα, για να καταλάβετε, όταν ένα παιδί θέλει να κάνει πρωταθλητισμό, αν ο γονείς δεν μπορεί να το υποστηρίξει οικονομικά, είναι πάρα πολύ δύσκολο. Από διατροφές, προπονητές, γιατρούς, ταξίδια, διαμονές, είναι το κόστος υπερβολικό.
In 2010, Chinese shipping firm COSCO became involved in operating the port of Piraeus.
Όσον αφορά τις αλλαγές στα εργασιακά, εντάξει. Κάθε εργαζόμενος έχει την φιλοδοξία να ανέβει και λίγο παραπάνω και σε γνώσεις και χρηματικά και είμαστε ευχαριστημένοι.
Η COSCO έχει βοηθήσει πάρα πολύ. Έχει ωφελήσει πολύ τις εισαγωγικές επιχειρήσεις στην Ελλάδα, όλες. Γιατί με τα έργα υποδομών που έκανε και από τη στιγμή που τώρα μπορεί να έρχονται μεγάλα πλοία που έχουν capacity 18.000 containers πάνω τους.
Today, Piraeus is the fourth largest container port in Europe and the 33rd largest globally, 60 places up from 2012. This ancient port is being revived. And Michaelis finally found the sponsorship for his daughter to continue her dream.
Και ήρθα κατευθείαν σε επαφή με τον πρόεδρο της εταιρείας μας. Και εκεί είχα άμεση ανταπόκριση και έτσι καταφέραμε με την οικονομική ενίσχυση που είχαμε η Μαρία όχι να λάβει μέρος στους αγώνες.
Ονομάζομαι Μαρία Μιχαλακάκου, είμαι 17 χρονών. Είμαι παγκόσμια πρωταθλήτρια στην κατηγορία των μείων 56 κιλών. Είμαι πρώτη στη WACO στην ηλικία μου και παγκοσμίως στα μείων 56.
Εδώ πάλι είναι φωτογραφίες από πρωταθλήματα. Η Μαρία πρωταθλήτρια Ελλάδος το 2019 εδώ. Πάλι πρωταθλήτρια Ελλάδος εδώ, πάλι η Μαρία. Πρωταθλήτρια Ελλάδος πάλι εδώ η Μαρία. Εδώ πάλι πρωταθλήτρια.
Maria had never seen her father at work before. That was until we showed her a video.
Πάντα κράνωσα. Είχα πάντα στα πρότυπο τον μπαμπά σε αυτό το κομμάτι, ήθελα να γίνω σαν τον μπαμπά, να έχω πολλούς αγώνες, να κάνω πράγματα που εκείνος λόγω κάποιων πραγμάτων στη γενιά του τότε δεν μπόρεσε, όπως να βγει στο εξωτερικό, να τον κάνω περήφανο, όπως και πιστεύω το έχω καταφέρει και το έχω κάνει.
Ειλικρινά με έχει συγκινήσει, είναι λίγο δύσκολο να... Και όσο αντέχω θα είμαι πάντα δίπλα της και την αγαπάω. Θα είμαι το στήριγμά της ό,τι με χρειαστεί.
"9,000 kilometers northeast of Egypt is Cambodia, birthplace of the Khmer civilization. This jungle is the location of the Khmer Empire's greatest legacy. Its glorious past was once lost, until it was revealed in an ancient Chinese text. Siem Reap, Cambodia. Home to the breathtaking temples of Angkor Wat. But beneath the beauty, a deadly threat once lurked.
Vậy tới về làm bà cha nào không nên lo vào ruột lên chẳng nó về chẳng chùa bánh hàng chẳng mau chứ mẹ ram thà về bà hay về tên này.
This is a country that has been devastated by landmines. Since 1979, more than 60,000 Cambodians have been killed in landmine explosions, and 25,000 others left with life-changing injuries. For the victims, the scars are both physical and mental.
Về nhẹ màu tới, muốn bóng dẹt tân đăng thả chương thì để sẽ làm màn dục chẳng. Còn nó nhưng nấu túi miền đăng ta dùng sẽ dùng là hồn này, dùng ta đang kịch mà.
Pan Chen has been working in mine clearance since 1992.
Cả là chuối đỏ miến, đôi dừng chuối cắt bằng thoi ở ta có thể đọt về chiều bờ rắn, hay đôi chuối oi xét cái rồi bỏ Campuchia dương ở ban lụt là lòng vinh, hay đôi chuối oi tây đây để miền mi nướng cứ miến hay bằng con thó bàn lòng vinh bàn.
Over the past decade, the China-aided landmine elimination project has received significant support from the Belt and Road Initiative in the form of personnel, funding and training.
1, 2, 3!
那希望同学们以后在生活和学习，还有在室外玩耍的时候注意安全。
Chân, hay nâng hạ ca kia cho mua giờ đi rồi thà bà Campuchia ban lo na, bà chặt đáy kia lo, sầm đập ban oi miền ca tới mục tiêu sầm đập bật co xi măng tận đầm bây riệp trong nơi Tây Khmer nhưng cũng oi miền.
The country aims to neutralize all anti-personnel landmines by 2025. Now, Cambodia is walking on a fast track. It is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, with GDP doubling in the decade up to 2022. Now, this country is riding the wave of the Belt and Road Initiative. The world today is undergoing unprecedented change. AI, big data, smart devices. digitalization is completely transforming the way we live.
Kita menjadi Indonesia yang menguasai ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi kelas dunia.
Change is being felt nowhere more powerfully than in Indonesia, the world's largest archipelago nation.
Nama saya Marcelo Ferdian, usia saya 28 tahun. Saya sudah berkeluarga, anak saya 3.
Of its population of 274 million, the fourth largest in the world, over half are Gen Z, like Marcel, and millennials. This youthful population is a boon for economic growth, but their expectations are high, and the challenge is to meet them. In China, one solution is to develop the digital economy, which now accounts for 40% of GDP and is creating millions of jobs. In Indonesia, tech startups are also on the rise. One of the brightest stars in the coffee sector, combining technology, delivery and retail.
Top-selling SKU is called Memory of My Ex-Girlfriend.
Kopi Kenangan is a grab-and-go coffee brand with more than 900 stores across Indonesia and Malaysia and over 5,000 employees.
You know, that joke actually becomes a $1 billion joke.
Indonesians are among the world's biggest coffee drinkers, yet the country lacks its own global coffee brand.
If you go to London, if you go to America, you always see a cup of Java, a cup of Sumatra. Java coffee is very famous, but when people ask you, have you seen a coffee cafe concept from Indonesia? You have never actually seen one. But our ambition is to become a global coffee company representing high-quality Indonesian coffee to the world.
However, on the path to establishing his coffee empire, Edward encountered a major challenge: finding the expertise he needed.
In China and India, there are millions of engineers graduating from universities every year. Indonesia is the fact that there is an undersupply of engineers.
To supplement his local team, Edward turned to a chief technology officer 5,000 kilometers away.
我们团队分在2个国家，技术研发和测试主要是在中国，产品设计 BRI 和 IT 设施在印尼。所以中国很多的那个事情，就是说过去发生的，印尼现在正在发生，因为他们其实很愿意就是借鉴中国的经验。应该是我们自己很自豪，然后内部对于拥有一个中国团队这件事情，其实他们也是非常自豪的。
Indonesia currently ranks 5th in the world in terms of new startups. This success has its origins 10 years ago.
Right? So definitely, China is pretty much top of the world in terms of technology adoption. Last time I went to China, I believe that everything is digital. Pak Jokowi, our president, really put emphasis on putting fast internet to Indonesia. And I do believe that Indonesia is on the way there.
In 2013, only around 1 in 7 Indonesians had access to the internet.
Indonesia has thousands of islands. It makes it very difficult to develop the fixed network, and the 4G is really important here.
In launching the digital revolution, the priority was to create a nationwide 4G network. Chinese tech firms became key partners in this process.
Mobile penetration in Indonesia is more than 90%.
Its expanding infrastructure and huge young population, combined with good bilateral relations, are making Indonesia a favorite destination for Chinese internet giants and venture capital. From online ride-hailing and delivery to new retail, Indonesia is becoming a regional leader in the digital revolution. Young Indonesians are becoming more confident than ever about their future.
Without ambition or without the strong will, we cannot achieve the dream that we want or the vision that we want.
A new start of era.
Okay, I think Indonesia have opportunity to competing with another country.
what other country or what developed country have right now, Indonesia gonna have as well.
From a Pacific archipelago to Saudi Arabia, from Southeast Asia to Africa, the new digital trends that succeeded in China are being channeled around the world via the digital Silk Road. It's not only in the digital economy that changes are happening. The real economy is also being transformed. In Europe, one country is building itself into a high-end manufacturing hub.
So like two huge battery companies are coming just right now to Hungary and building their factory, and they are actively searching for employees right now. So I think it's a very good opportunity now to study Chinese for.
Hungary is now a favorite investment destination for China's tech giants. Two of them, leading battery makers CATL and BYD, have both announced plans to build factories in the country. And this manufacturing plant, set up in 2021 by Lenovo, builds computers and high-performance servers, the foundation of the big data world. The plant has hired more than 1,000 employees, mostly local.
This plant is like a baby, like a child for me. And now that we opened this first in-house manufacturing plant in Europe, we brought our smarter technology to Europe more quickly, efficiently and sustainably.
Set up in the heart of Europe, it's run by locals, although its very first production lines were shipped in their entirety from China. 12,000 kilometers east of Budapest is Shenzhen, a rising metropolis in southern China that stands as a symbol of the country's innovation drive. From 5G to drones, a vast range of world-leading technologies and products first saw the light of day in this city, as did this smart manufacturing hub making computers and high-performance servers.
In the PC industry, the machine still cannot have the capability to replace the people.
In Budapest and Shenzhen, the two teams have been working closely together to ensure that full use is made of the production lines in Hungary. Jimmy Chin has been the go-to person, helping to bring operations up to speed.
I think, okay, we can discuss some further improvement in different areas. I know Mikas has leading a lot of improvement, such as scale improvement and.
Our goal is to visualize as much data as possible to make sure that our work in the manufacturing can be really efficient.
Europe industry maturity is very high because they have a lot of mature companies over there, such as Audi, Mercedes-Benz. So they can also leverage their experiences to implement in our factory. Can be a win-win situation.
Next week.
The Shenzhen and Budapest teams still talk on a daily basis.
Last week, they have become the benchmark of the entire worldwide team.
So I think that's the main point here, that worldwide, many people have different technical experiences, and we can capitalize on that, sharing this experience.
But in some developing economies, before modernization can get fully underway, certain basic issues must be addressed, such as ensuring an adequate power supply. Pakistan, a nation of over 230 million people, has been grappling with a chronic energy crisis for several decades. Daily power outages can last for hours in both urban and rural areas. Pakistan has been working hard to meet its energy needs, principally by building hydroelectric power plants. Among the mountains near the Jhelum River, a military unit is patrolling, vigilant against any potential threat. They are safeguarding the China-Pakistan economic corridor, and especially the Karot hydropower plant. 5 million households are counting on the turbines here for their electricity needs. Muaz Awan, a 30-year-old senior public relations manager, has been dealing with relocations since coming to the Karot hydropower plant.
My interaction with China and the Chinese nation goes back to around 100 years. My grandfather lived in Shanghai, Ningbo, and Hong Kong. So I like to call myself the generation of the era of the revival of the Silk Road, the era of the Belt and Road Initiative.
Around the world, China is helping to build a green future. In Argentina, at one of the most southerly land points on the globe, China and a local partner are building a hydroelectric plant which will meet the needs of 1.5 million Argentine households. In the UAE, Chinese technology is empowering the world's largest single-site solar farm with 4 million solar panels. In Cambodia, the country's largest hydropower plant is meeting around 20% of its electricity needs. This China-built hydropower plant supplies Cambodia with nearly 2 billion kilowatt-hours of clean energy a year. Such developments can ignite hope, such as at this new resettlement village school.
ខ្ញុំធ្វើនាយកសាលានៅនឹងតាំងពីឆ្នាំ98 បាទ98គិតមកដល់ថ្ងៃនេះគឺ20ជាងឆ្នាំហើយបាទអត់ដែលឃើញនៅមូលដ្ឋានរបស់ខ្ញុំឃើញសាលាល្អអញ្ចឹងទេនេះគឺជាមោទនភាពណាស់សម្រាប់ខ្ញុំហើយក៏សម្រាប់កូនចៅប្រជាពលរដ្ឋក្នុងឃុំទៀតបាទអញ្ចឹងមកតាំងខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមមែនទែនថាល្អ
7-year-old Piri Rachni is one of the school's brightest stars. She has just jumped from the 1st to the 3rd grade. She dreams of one day going to university in the national capital.
ខ្ញុំចូលចិត្តអានសៀវភៅដើម្បីឲ្យមានអនាគតល្អចំណែកខ្ញុំហើយឲ្យខ្ញុំរៀនសាលាវិទ្យាល័យនិងឲ្យខ្ញុំខ្លាចទៅជាអ្នកគ្រូខ្ញុំចង់បានការរស់នៅមានសុភមង្គលមានការស្រឡាញ់រាប់អានគ្នាយោគយល់គ្នាទៅវិញទៅមក
Cái tiếng pi châu hiền tầm mông mỏng châu và hai ban pi bảy ngày vì trẻ sắp khóc mỏng trẻ đang trẻ mò bên nào ấy mò bên nào nhưng có sầu nhưng bắt trẻ sầu hỏng chẳng hay khơi kia bịa và ao sẽ bị sật kia được tua bàn nó bị ao không aoมันmuộn không ao kia thời bàn như thế cái thời bàn cái đấy số mai kia thầu mà
con từ xa là khật khom sừng xa riêng lên ăn gió vì một đợt tiếng không riêng bận tỏ ở trong trăm lọ.
The global economy is not a zero-sum game.
There will be less globalization. In fact, I think we have entered an era of deglobalization.
We are in a globalized world. We should benefit from engaging with all countries.
The idea of country first is now gaining traction across the globe. But is the world really so small and crowded that prosperity cannot be shared? Kuala Lumpur, the heart of Malaysia. Beneath its stunning skyline, this is a vibrant city where diverse cultures flourish.
Love outdoor, go camping, go hiking, and all the adventurous activity. I want everyone to do that.
Born and raised in Malaysia, Hannes spent 8 years in Australia working as an outdoor activity group leader. In 2015, he returned to Kuala Lumpur and launched his own camping equipment business.
This is from China. Actually, we got some other brand as well. In Malaysia, there's not so many outdoor shops. Actually, started this business online through the e-commerce.
What was once a small online retailer is now one of the most successful camping equipment businesses in Kuala Lumpur.
We plan to open more shops. We prove that Malaysia has a capacity. We have a market, we have a capacity, we have a chance for growth.
When the local community held its first festival of camping, Hannes provided sponsorship. At the event, he hosts an auction.
RM1, RM40 satu, RM180 dua, RM180 ada lagi ke tak? RM180 tiga, sold.
His success of today is in sharp contrast with his struggles when he first started out and couldn't find reliable, affordable products.
Sourcing part is one thing. Before I get to know how to get the product from China, that's the hardest part.
Malaysia has been a key partner for China in the Belt and Road Initiative over the past decade. Cross-border e-commerce plays a significant role in the economic cooperation. It benefits many small startups like Hannes's.
For me, the logistic, the transport is not a big issue because there's a lot of logistic companies that seems offer.
So I think that when it comes to manufacturing, especially of consumer products, China will continue to be very strong in this. And so sourcing or trading from China will continue to happen.
Singaporean e-commerce professional Pei Yi Han is head of the China office of Ninja Van, one of Southeast Asia's leading logistics providers.
China has a very close connectivity with the Southeast Asian countries. Malaysia has a very high percentage of cross-border. Over 45% of e-commerce comes from cross-border, and a lot of this comes from China. Actually, globally, China contributes about 50% of global e-commerce transactions that happen.
For Ninja Van, China was a market that simply could not be ignored. In 2019, the company opened its China office.
我们的货量啊，我们的发展的一个速度，几乎是每年都以几倍的这样一个程度在增长。
Over the past 20 years, China's e-commerce industry has produced millions of professionals like Zhang. Many of them are now heading south.
What's happening is that the Chinese e-commerce industry is building very deep-seated knowledge and capabilities in e-commerce. We see a lot of transfer of this talent, of this knowledge of doing e-commerce that's happening from China to Southeast Asia. And I think that's very interesting.
The World Bank estimates that the BRI, once fully implemented, will bring about a 4.1% increase in trade among its partners. By 2030, the initiative will be generating $1.6 trillion in annual global revenue. And 32 million people will be lifted out of moderate poverty. "48-year-old truck driver Sania is one individual who is already benefiting. This redoubtable woman has survived some tough times.
Daripada single mom ni, itulah saya cakap, single mom ni kena kuat untuk hidup, untuk sara hidup kita sendiri yang tanpa suami, untuk tolong kita. Banyak pengalaman sedih daripada saya. Saya pernah tidur dalam kereta, tak ada tempat tinggal.
Sania tried several jobs. Eventually, a friend told her that Ninja Van Malaysia was recruiting truck drivers.
Masa interview tu, semua peserta ada 20 orang, I seorang perempuan.
Sania was the company's first female truck driver, and a new chapter in her life began. She fell in love again and is now happily married.
Memang mencabar untuk perempuan, tapi apabila bidang lelaki tu kita buat, kita yakin benda tu kita boleh buat. Zaman sekarang, zaman semua serba boleh. Dan lelaki boleh, wanita pun boleh buat. Nah, macam kawan-kawan kerja butik I dulu kan. Terus terang apabila jumpa sekarang, dia cakap gitu, I salute dengan you. Orang lain tak boleh buat, tapi you boleh buat.
Connections help civilizations to prosper. For over 2.5 millennia, the city of Samarkand, a key stop on the Silk Road, has been at the crossroads of world cultures. The Siab Bazaar is one of the biggest markets in the city of Samarkand. Here you can find everything from vegetables, fruit and dried goods to clothing, jewelry, handicrafts and flowers. Among Chinese customers, the raisins are a favorite.
Samarkand very good, China very good.
An hour's drive from central Samarkand, a vineyard lies among the Urgut Mountains. It's owned by 53-year-old Azamat Kakharov.
Kasbim dehqonchilik. Ota-bobomlardan qolgan dehqonchilik urf-odatlarini davom ettirib kelmoqdaman. Men 4-avlodman.
O'zini qo'yib ketadi. Nima? Ha, o'sha qolmoqchi. Jumla. Hayda, oy, bachcha. Keyin aloqani terib olaylik.
Kakharov owns 5 acres of vineyards. A lot of hard work goes into securing a good harvest.
Bular dasturxonimizning mo'l ko'lchiligiga shishasini qo'shadi. Xudo xolisa bir chakkasini niyatimiz bor quritib eksport qilishga. Har xil davlatlarga, chet davlatlariga eksport qilamiz, xudo xolisa. Rossiya, Xitoy, xudo xolisa mana Yevropa davlatlariga ularni eksport qilamiz, xudo xolisa.
Kakharov has, for many years, been working with Batior Bekboev. He runs one of Central Asia's leading dried fruit and nuts processing and exporting businesses.
Chinese people is the most type of prefer organic and natural products. For example, black raisins are shallow dried, natural product.
In recent years, agricultural products from Uzbekistan, such as cherries, green beans and raisins, have been pouring into the Chinese market. Chinese customers are consuming roughly 40% of all Uzbekistan's raisin exports.
A lot of programs working with China. For example, it is one program we have China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan is a railway program to decrease time of the selling products to China.
Eng birinchi navbatda bu juda katta foyda beradi yuk tashuviga. Bu yuk tashuvida bizda 900 kilometrdan 1000 kilometrgacha yo'limizni qisqartiradi va O'zbekiston orqali Yevropaga yuklarni tezroq va arzonroq tashuvni tashkillashtirib beradi.
The China-Europe Railway Express extends from the east coast of China across Asia and into Western Europe. It's cheaper than air transport and faster than sea transport. Connecting more than 200 cities in 25 European countries by the June of 2023, in 74,000 journeys, the China-Europe Railway Express had carried nearly 7 million standard containers with goods worth $300 billion. High transport costs were once a major obstacle to developing manufacturing in Central Asia. In Kazakhstan, where China first unveiled the BRI, car-making giants are setting up factories with the help of the Railway Express.
Поэтому наш проект стал таким якорным проектом в этом регионе, и подтянулись другие, такие как строительство шинного завода, бытовой техники и так далее. С открытием нашего предприятия для местного региона позволило создать порядка 1000 рабочих мест.
In China, it is said that to get rich, first build roads. In Indonesia, the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway is the first railway in Southeast Asia where trains reach speeds of 350 kilometers an hour. Thanks to the China-Laos Railway, Laos has been transformed from a landlocked country to a land-linked hub. In Kenya, the Mombasa-Nairobi Railway has added more than 2 percentage points to economic growth. Around the world, hundreds of millions of people are benefiting from greater interconnectivity.
Ertaga nasib bo'lsa mana shu qator aralarga suvni tarab borish kerak. Suvga qarab turish kerak. Boshidan qarab turmasangiz bir yoqqa.
Bizning oilamiz uchunlari eng shirini.
10 years ago, China put forward the idea of building a global community of shared future. It concerns the future of humanity and the destiny of every human being. Since 2000, in Africa alone, China has built over 6,000 kilometers of railways, nearly 20 ports, more than 80 power plants, over 170 schools, and 130 medical facilities. And the trade volume between China and Africa has increased 20-fold, creating more than 4.5 million jobs. Senegal is a country of natural wonders and extraordinary beauty. Its people are famed for their resilience.
Man la Oumar Seck ñu may woowee si làmb Ngalla Déranger dëkk Médina nekk lutteur waaw parce que yàgg nañ si làmb ji tamit te ba ñu nekk xale lañ ko bëgg.
In the national culture, a special place is reserved for lamb, Senegalese wrestling.
Làmb dafa nekk loo xamante ne suñu cosaan la parce que dañoo judd fekk suñu maam yi di ko def te cosaan boo xamante ne day wane suñu aada wane suñu culture te loo xamante ne tey jii sport Sénégal la mooy suñu sport national te làmb bëri na ñu siy bénéficié wu parce que boo xoolee làmb boo si nekkee jaaykat yi dañ siy bénéficié wu policiers yi.
Senegalese wrestling has its origins in ancient rituals and ceremonies. For a long time, however, Senegal did not have a national wrestling arena where major tournaments could be held. 2018 marked a milestone in the history of Senegalese wrestling. The National Wrestling Arena, funded and built by China, opened its doors. With more than 20,000 seats, it's the country's first modern, large-scale wrestling venue. This is the place where every Senegalese wrestler dreams of showing off their prowess. At the weekend, Oumar will be demonstrating his skill at the National Wrestling Arena.
Waaw arène nationale nekk na stade boo xamante ne stade lamb la quoi parce que dañ ko defar ndax lamb te nekk na stade boo xamante ne maanaam ni nga ko tabaxee sax dafa baax parce que am na suuf bu njëkkaan da ngay dem stade di glisser mais arène nationale suuf si dafa bëri boo fay bëree doo glisser defar bi baax na parce que man bëri naa fa.
Oumar wins the competition. In the past 4 years, he's developed into one of the country's top wrestlers, with potential earnings amounting to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wrestling's a way out of poverty for those who are successful.
Si làmb mu ngi am lu muy def si jeunesse yi am na jeunes yoo xam ne dañ doon agressé di jël alalu jàmbur
arène nationale li mu dimbale làmb dañ koy yàgg a jooy sénégalais yëpp ko yàgg a jooy arène nationale yàlla dogal ñu am ko ci président Macky Sall di ko ci remercier am na lu mu dooleel.
In Brazil, the lives of many slum children have been transformed thanks to a Chinese-funded symphony orchestra.
Se fez movimento muito relevante na minha história, assim, como pessoa, como profissional, que foi o movimento de sair das ruas, assim. Tudo que eu aprendi foi pela música e pelo projeto, tudo. Minha noção de certo e errado.
É ela que me faz conhecer novos lugares, é ela que me faz ter vontade de crescer, continuar, sabe? Então, se não fosse por ela, ela salva a nossa vida, sabe? Eu sou muito grata a tudo isso, entende?
To date, 6,000 children from low-income families have received a musical education through the orchestra. 6 have gone on to study music at university. 32 have become teachers or professional musicians with the Mare do Amanya Orchestra. Similar stories are unfolding in East Africa. Located in the tropics, Tanzania is exposed to strong ultraviolet light. This leads to a high rate of cataracts, especially among younger people, and to more serious medical conditions.
Nimezaliwa kwetu Donge mwaka 1991. Nimeanza kwa sioni 2016.
Allahumma arham shaykhana atina bihi hasana fid dunya wa fil akhirah. Wewe Muislamu lazima tupitie Qur'an, tupitie tawasul pamoja na vitabu.
Kuhusu Umu, alizaliwa na tatizo la mdomo wazi. Kama mnavyomuona hapo, anaonyesha kidogo, alama inaonyesha kwamba alikuwa na tatizo hilo, na alifanywa operation baada ya kuzaliwa, kama baada ya miezi 6 hivi. Alikuwa anaongea kwa tabu, hata watoto wenzake walikuwa na tania sana kutokana maneno yake hayatoki vizuri, anatokea puani. Hata chakula ilikuwa anakula kinatokea puani chingine.
Umul's case is not unusual. Every year in Tanzania, roughly 2,500 children are born with cleft lips or palates. To help them, as well as the cataract patients, a Chinese medical team has been working in Zanzibar for 6 decades, assisting the local government in bringing an end to their suffering. Aziza has an appointment for an operation tomorrow. Dr. Dong Li will perform the surgery.
像我们医疗队员，我们走在街上的时候，当地很多民众都会说1、2句中文的。他看见你，他会老远给你打招呼的。这说明呢，我们中国医疗队在这边已经60年了嘛，已经有根深蒂固的一个影响。You see his pupil becomes smaller.
Yeah, it's
After diabetic patients always like this. But today the operation is good.
It's very good, yes.
Yes.
We done?
Okay, finish.
It's finished right now.
Aziza, I'll finish. It's good. Okay. Today you can discharge.
Thanks.
Welcome. You're welcome.
60 years ago, in 1963, when China sent its first team of medical aid workers overseas, it went to Africa. Since then, 30,000 medical workers have been dispatched to Africa, Asia, and other parts of the world. They have treated 290 million patients, mostly in Africa.
Nilikuwa mdogo najisikia mpweke, lakini nikiwa na marafiki zangu najisikia na furaha kabisa. Nitamwambia asante kwa kunifanyia operation, tabasamu nakuwa nayo na nashukuru.
People-to-people connectivity has always been a core concept of the BRI. For a country that has long lived under sanctions, communication is even more precious. This is the first Chinese class for a group of students from the Tehran Adaptive and International School.
很好，很好，很好，很好，很好。خب عوض میکنیم. جفتش هم بکوب تو سرش. نی هاو. نی هاو. درجا خو. و خو. نی هاو. نی هاو. درجا خو. و خو. نی هاو. درجا خو. و خو.
I really want to start learning Chinese to get to know the culture more, to one day, someday get there and maybe live, maybe work, and very interesting people, really sweet people, and everything like that.
我学习中文的时候，在我的宿舍写了一句话：山高挡不住太阳。因为学习中文很难，所以我每天都在为了自己的目标学习中文奋斗。因为有这个语言，所以我知道我能做别人不能做的事情。
خب یکی از وظایف مدارس موفق اینه که فرزندان رو برای آینده تربیت کنن. خوشبختانه کشور چین جزو کشورهای پیشرو در صنعت، در پیشرفت، در توسعه بوده و آموزش زبان چینی در اصل فقط آموزش نیست. ما می‌خوایم به فناوری‌ها، به مشاغل، به کارآفرینی‌های حوزه بین‌الملل و مخصوصاً کشور بزرگ چین.
To encourage the study of Chinese, Iran has added it to the list of foreign languages that, from early 2024, can be taught in middle and high schools.
We know how to manage our lives even under sanctions because we are a big country and we have big friends.
Sharing and exchange are emblematic of the Silk Road. The whole of humanity can reap rich rewards from the open exchange between these two ancient civilizations. In the universe, there is only one Earth, the shared home of humanity. In the past 10 years, the Belt and Road Initiative has become much more than a random trade route or economic belt. It has become an avenue along which the whole of humanity can achieve common progress.
中国方案是构建人类命运共同体，实现共赢共享。
By facilitating the modernization drive in developing countries, the Belt and Road Initiative is leading the world into a new era of transcontinental cooperation.
把“一带一路”建设成为和平之路、繁荣之路、开放之路、绿色之路、创新之路、文明之路。